Hi, my name is Tony Burrows and this is Ben, and today we're going to do a presentation for you on the commercial vehicle fleet for the Avis budget group. Now today we're actually working out of a budget location, so all the vehicles you'll see are budget vehicles, but they're also available through Avis. Some of the things we'll be looking at are all the features, so we'll talk about hydraulic lifts, taut liners and what a taut liner means, tow bars, carrying capacities, etc.
Right, this is a Group A 1-ton tray. They come in both diesel and unleaded. It has an aluminium tray. It also comes with a tow ball on the back. Now the tow ball can carry 2,500 kilograms. They have drop-down sides, and they are available at most locations. This vehicle is a Group G 4.2 metre tray. They're automatic, they carry diesel fuel, and they're typically used by tradespeople transporting equipment. They're 4.2 metres long and 2.1 metres wide. The sides do drop down and can also be taken off. So as you see, they drop down, and if the rents are required, they can also take them off. They also come with a tow ball, which is standard on all these trays as well.
This is a Group XF, a 7.3 metre tray, also known as an 8-ton tray, also known as a 12 pallet tray. It's 7.3 metres long and 2.4 metres wide. They often have what's called twist locks on them. The twist locks hold shipping containers. They're also used for house removals, where removal companies use shipping containers to fill with furniture. Thus, they have a walk-up board on the back of them so they can get into the shipping container. The 8-ton tray has many uses for industry and is an extremely popular vehicle in the Avis budget group. It is a diesel vehicle, and you must require a medium rigid licence to drive the Group XF 8-ton tray. So this is a Group XG, this is a 12-ton tray. Now this is the largest tray we have on the budget fleet, all right, and some Avis locations have them as well. All right, the features of the Group XG 12-ton tray are they're 8.5 metres long and they carry 14 pallets of goods. They are dual rear axle, all right, and they are heavy rigid licence to drive these vehicles. All right, they come in manual and automatic. All right. Another feature of these trays, and most branches will have them, is load binders. These load binders are used to secure goods, and customs will often ask for load binders. So that's it. This is the Group XG 12-ton tray. This is a Group C, a 1-ton van, usually a Toyota Hiace. They're a diesel-fueled vehicle and driven on a car licence. They're very popular for couriers, and in particular this COVID-19 time, they're extremely popular. They're also used by homeowners who want to move small items such as desks, single beds, couches, sofas, small bookshelves. They are 2.35 metres long and 1.65 metres wide. Importantly, they're only 1.4 metres high, which restricts the type of items you can put in the rear. Thus, you cannot remove a refrigerator, as it will not fit in the back and will not be able to stand up. Okay, this is a Group H 1.8-tonne van. This particular one is a Renault Master, but there's many other makes and models in this particular vehicle. Okay, these vehicles are mainly used by couriers for delivering small to medium-sized parcels. They're also used by house movers sometimes with very small amounts of furniture. You can stand refrigerators up in the back of these, white goods, etc. So they're a very versatile van. They're a car licence van and they're automatic. They can be loaded from the side. Okay. They also have a cargo barrier, so none of the goods can go into the driver's area. Okay, there's a small step down the back here to lift the goods on. Okay, and there's no hydraulic lift on the back of the Group H vehicle. So they're a very versatile unit and very popular within our fleet. This is a Group F moving truck. This is the most common truck that Budget Avis Group rent. All right, this truck is used for people when they move home. It can be driven on a car licence. It's really important to tell people if they've got a full house full of furniture, you probably won't carry it. It'll carry a small house full of furniture or a unit full of furniture. All right, let's have a look at some of the features. Okay, on this truck, we have a hydraulic lift. That's probably the first question that most of the people who ring up ask about is does it have a lift on the back? So this is what a hydraulic lift looks like. Okay, so we lower the lift. Okay, so the lift is really important for moving white goods, things like refrigerators and washing machines. So every 4.2 metre van in our fleet has a hydraulic lift on the back. So some of the other features of the 4.2 metre van, it's obviously 4.2 metres long in the body, it's 2.1 metres wide, 2.1 metres high. All right. Now, overhead damage is not covered by insurance, so the customer is responsible for overhead damage. And overhead damage is anything above the height of the windscreen. All right. The other thing we need to show you about the 4.2 metre van is its automatic transmission, and it takes diesel fuel. All right. So anybody with a full driver's licence can drive a 4.2 metre van. Okay, this is a Group S. This is a 5-tonne van, also known as a 10 pallet van or a 6.4 metre van. Okay, can be driven on a medium rigid car licence and is good for moving reasonably large housefuls of furniture and also miscellaneous goods. Okay, they're all diesel, of course, and virtually all 5-tonne vans or 6.4 metre vans have hydraulic lifts. Most of these lifts are tuck-away lifts, which means they tuck away under the body. They carry about between 750 kilos and 1 tonne. All right. Most people will certainly want these for the hydraulic lift for moving furniture. Okay, this is a Group V. This is an 8-tonne van or a 7.3 metre van, also known as a 12 pallet van. Okay, this truck is used for heavy industry and also for moving a large home full of furniture. Okay, some of the features, obviously diesel and also automatic. As I said, most of these trucks have a side door for side loading as well. But the other feature on the 8-tonne van is the full hydraulic lift at the rear. Okay, so let's lower this lift down and show you inside the truck. Okay. All right, so this is a 2-tonne pallet lift on the back, so the lift will actually hold 2 tonnes. Okay, and as you can see, it's quite a large van inside. All right, these are available at most locations, and all 8-tonne vans do have this hydraulic lift. Medium rigid licence to drive one of these.
This vehicle is our Group XA 4.2 metre taut liner. They are diesel and they are automatic. Again, these can be loaded from the side with a forklift. They carry between 3 and 6 pallets. You're best to check with the renting location before booking these as to whether they have a 3 or a 6 pallet vehicle. It should be remembered that on these taut liners, they don't come with a tailgate on the back. They come with the barn doors, so there is no hydraulic lift on these vehicles. This is our Group XB 6.4 metre taut liner. They're also referred to as 10 pallet taut liners or 5-ton taut liners. Again, with the curtains, these can be loaded from the side with the forklift. They generally don't come with a hydraulic lift. However, there are some locations that they do have a hydraulic lift on them, but majority of them, they come with the barn doors on the back. You need a medium rigid license to drive these vehicles, and they are automatic.
Group XC is the 7.3 metre taut liner, also known as an 8-tonne taut liner or a 12 pallet taut liner. Unfortunately, we don't have one here today. The 8-tonne taut liner comes with or without a lift. Most of them have a pallet lift on the back, the 2-tonne pallet lift, diesel and a medium rigid licence to drive the 8-tonne taut liner. Okay, so this is a Group XD. This is a 8.5 metre taut liner, also known as a 14 pallet taut liner, also known as a 12-tonne taut liner. Okay, the features of a taut liner are that you can load the vehicle from the side. So the curtains here fold back. So if someone's got a forklift, all right, with to forklift some goods onto the truck, the curtains just load back. You take the safety gates out and the forklift can then forklift the goods on. Now this is, as I said, it's 8.5 metres long, so this is used for some heavy equipment and can carry 14 pallets. All right. Some of these 14 pallet taut liners have hydraulic lifts on the back, and we'll just go around and show you that. Okay, so this is a full pallet lift. Okay, they carry 2 tonnes, and you can actually have a pallet jack and wheel the pallet onto the back of the lift. So we'll just show you how that comes down. Normally you have the engine running when you lower the lift so it doesn't flatten the battery. Okay, so here's the lift. So there we go. So as we said, it holds a pallet, and it's in most cases customers will ask for a pallet lift. Now these are a heavy rigid licence vehicle and can only be driven with a person of this licence category. Okay, so this is a Group XH 1-tonne refrigerated van. Okay, and again, not all locations rent refrigerated vans, and often it's best to check with the renting location for specifics on the vehicle. On this particular vehicle, there's 2 side doors, and it goes down to -20 degrees, which means it's a freezer vehicle. Not all vehicles go down to -20. Some only go to -4, which means it chills the vehicle, it chills the food. But this one's a -20, which means it can freeze the food. You can set the temperature inside the cabin. On this particular one, you also have a tow bar. Okay. Here's the inside of one. So the refrigeration unit at the top there. Okay, but very important to check with the renting location when renting refrigerated vans. Some refrigerated vans have external power, which means you have a lead that can plug into external power to charge the refrigerator. This particular one doesn't. It runs off the motor of the vehicle. All right, but some do have external power. This is the Group XH 4.2 metre refrigerated van. Now the actual length of these vehicles does vary from 2.8 metres to 4 metres. Thus, you will need to contact the renting location to find out exactly what size their truck is. These trucks sometimes have hydraulic lifts on the back and sometimes they don't. They can be chiller vans or freezer vans. Chiller van meaning they only go down to -4 degrees, and freezer vans meaning they go down to -20 degrees. Again, you need to check with your renting location regarding the temperatures of the refrigerated vans. They can be driven on a car licence and they're a diesel vehicle. Okay, unfortunately we didn't have any four-wheel drives available for videoing today, but I've put up some photographs. Now, with four-wheel drives, there are West Australia and South Australia have a certain type of four-wheel drive. The eastern states, being Queensland, Victoria, New South Wales and Tasmania, have different types of four-wheel drives. And this is very common, or this is most particular, in the Group B four-wheel drive trade. In Western Australia, the four-wheel drive tray, and this is the photo of it, it's a four-wheel drive single cab Land Cruiser. They have standard features in Western Australia and South Australia, which has a second spare tyre, overhead lights, reverse alarm, high visibility flag, high visibility stripping, wheel nut indicators, first aid kits, fire extinguishers, etc., CB radios. So they're pretty much always used for mining in Western Australia and South Australia. In the southern states, Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, Tasmania, they would normally use either a Toyota Hilux tray or a Isuzu D-Max tray. Now, in most cases, they won't have the additional safety equipment of flashing lights and second spare tyres, etc. They just are a standard four-wheel drive tray. This is the Group D four-wheel drive dual cab. In most cases, they are Toyota Hilux, although there are Mitsubishi Tritons as well as Holden Colorados. There's a Group D dual cab and a Group P dual cab. The Group P dual cab has got a lot of safety equipment on, which we'll talk about in a minute. The Group D dual cab is a standard dual cab with none of the safety equipment that's required for mines, etc., which is in the Group P category. The four-wheel drive Group D dual cab is diesel, seats 5 people, and has a style-sided tray at the rear. The Group E is a four-wheel drive station wagon, mine equipped. So these are more prevalent in Western Australia and South Australia. They're a Toyota Prado vehicle, four-wheel drive obviously, and diesel. They are fitted with standard mine equipment, second spare tyre, overhead lights, brake and light indicators, reversing alarms, high visibility flag, etc. All right. These are also available in the southern states, usually as a car, the Toyota Prado, and the Group W car field. But the Group E is a very common vehicle in Western Australia and South Australia in the mining areas. This is a Group P four-wheel drive dual cab mine spec vehicle. Now, as I've mentioned in earlier slides, mining's rather big in Western Australia, South Australia and in central Queensland. But all states use this mine spec vehicle because a number of companies require additional safety equipment for their workers. So the Group P four-wheel drive mine spec will normally have flashing lights, CB radio and first aid kit, etc. as standard. All right. They also in some states come with second spare tyres, high visibility flags, wheel nut indicators, etc. There's a lot of safety equipment that does go onto these vehicles, and if you need to check on particular safety installations, you'll just need to check with the renting location. Okay, this is a Group W, a 12-seater minibus. Okay, can be driven on a car licence. They are petrol or diesel. You need to check with the location. Okay, during COVID-19, we're not renting too many of these, by the way, but they're a very popular vehicle in the budget fleet. Okay, they come with a tow bar on all vehicles because oftentimes people on a 12-seater bus will take a small trailer all the way with them. Right, automatic, and as I said, can be driven on a car licence.
Alright, so this is a Group K 25-seater bus. You need a light rigid licence to drive one of these. They carry diesel fuel. Obviously at the moment we're not renting too many because of the COVID-19. They also come with a tow ball on the back. As you know, a lot of these are used on trips away, so they often carry with a small trailer on the back as well.
Okay, this is a Group XL 2-metre tipper. It's called a 2-metre tipper because it carries 2 metres of soil. that carries around 2 tonne as well. Okay, it can be driven on a car licence and it's automatic. There is some of these at various branches that are manual. Okay, as you can see, the vehicle tips up. All right. Okay, the other feature of these is they do have a tow bar. They can carry up to 2.5 tonne. All right, as you can see, there's the tow bar there. So there, that's your Group L 2 metre tipper. This is the Group XP, the 6.4 metre crane truck. Now these are not very common in the Avis budget group, and there's only 3 or 4 locations nationwide that rent them. It's very important with a crane truck to contact the renting location for specifications. The crane itself can lift up to 10 tonne, but also, depending on the distance that you need to carry the goods, the carrying capacity may only be 1 tonne. There's also state regulations in regards to the licensing of using a crane. In some states you may need a licence to use the crane, but in other states you don't. Again, it's very important to check with the renting location for specifications on the Group XP 6.4 metre crane truck.
Right, this vehicle here is our Group XS prime mover. If you get an inquiry about a prime mover, it's always best to check with the rental location first. It is only available at selected locations. Not all locations run these because of the size of the vehicle. Now, so you'll get questions about their rating. These are B double rated, which means they can carry 2 trailers. Again, with these prime movers, it's always best to ring the rental location first before making any decisions on them. So customers will ask about the horsepower. They're between 500 and 550 horsepower. Customers will also ask about hydraulics. Again, with the hydraulics, because we have so many varieties of prime movers, always best to ring the location, the rental location, because everyone has different prime movers in their fleet. So just call the location if you have any questions about this.
Thank you for listening and watching the Avis Budget Group presentation on commercial vehicles. There's a couple of things I just wanted to add. If you're ever unsure about anything in regards to commercial vehicles, whether it's one of the specifications, etc., always ring the branch, the renting location concerned. They should be able to answer your question. The second thing I need to add is, if you ever get a customer who wants multiple vehicles, maybe 5 utilities or 10 mine-spec vehicles, again, it's really important to ring the branch location and speak to the manager. Firstly, number 1, because they might not have that many vehicles available, but number 2, they might be able to do better pricing. So that's really important to always ring the renting location on multiple vehicles. Okay, good luck, and I hope you book many commercial vehicles.